So, YouTube, the segment for today is why do I believe the credit history is more important than the credit score? Now, just give me a second. Let me explain myself because I know a lot of us, we know more about the credit score and not think much about the credit history itself. So let's talk about it. What is the credit score, right? Most of us knows it as the three-digit code. It's the number that ranges from 300 to 800. The higher your score is, the better shape that you are in, which is correct, not wrong at all. Okay, but we need to understand why the credit history is more important than the credit score. Okay, so let's just say when you go get a loan from a lender, they don't hop in and start looking at your credit score. Yeah, the credit score it has to be attractive for you to get a good rate, but the credit history is what they focus more on and what they have more interest in, right? But here's why. The credit history is what tells the story if you are going to be a good lender to them or not. They will go over that credit history, that credit report. They would analyze it. They pretty much looking for its story. Is it telling a good story at the end of the day, or is it telling a bad story? Well, how are they able to tell that? Well, they want to see your previous relationship with other lenders prior to them. Did you pay your bills on time? Okay. How well did you manage your previous loans? Whether it's a credit card, did you go over the limit? How are you taking care of the other lenders? That would determine, along with a lot of other things, if you had a great relationship with your previous lenders or not. Because those are the clues that they look for. They don't just jump into the credit score and give you a loan. They have to pull the report and see what story is it telling. And you want that credit report to tell the right story, because that's what's far more important. That would determine if you get a $1 million loan or if you get a $50,000 loan, regardless of what the credit score tells. Because they understand that eventually within time, you could fix your credit score. The credit score can be fixed. But they also understand that the credit history will stay in your credit report for 7 years and plus 180 days, right? Almost 7.5 years, which is 7.5 years. So while they may not talk to you about the credit history, but that's the first thing that a lender or creditor will look at before they even approve you for anything, regardless of what your credit score says. That would determine your rate as well. Okay, so just to kind of bring this point home, I will give you a personal experience of a couple that I actually know myself that I've worked with. So the wife had a score of 725, excuse me. The wife had a score of 725, a credit score of 725. Now, that's only 35 points away from the 800 club, which is where a lot of people want to be because you get the best rate as possible. But 725 is still a great credit score. Okay? But the husband, on the other hand, had a credit score of 649. The wife 725, the husband 649. Now, they wanted to attack a new venture, a new journey, where they needed more funds. Okay? So the wife said, I will reach out to my credit card company and attempt to get a $10,000 increase to kind of help cover some of the expenses. And the husband said, I will do the same thing. Okay? Now, that was the story that I was told by them, by the couple. So The husband has multiple credit cards, which he used them to do everything that he does, barely use cash. The wife, on the other hand, is the opposite. She liked to, use cash, which is not the best idea. I'd rather use your credit. But for the purpose of the story, she used mostly cash and barely used her credit card. Now she's at 725 and the husband is at 649. Now the husband got a credit increase of $10,000, which is what he asked for. And the wife got denied. Now, in the perfect world, you would say that doesn't make sense because her credit score is almost 100 points more than his. If anything, she would get approved and he would get denied. Well, not so fast. Going back to why the credit history is more important than the credit score, at least at the beginning. Okay? You have to understand those very factors. That the husband showed that he is responsible because he uses his card as often as he needs to, but pay the bills at the end of the month before the billing cycle closes. He shows that he is going to use the money that is given to him. But more importantly, he is going to pay them back before the billing cycle closes. Meanwhile, on the other end, where the wife has the 725 credit score, she has no history of consistently using that credit that is being given to her. So in the bank or the lender mind, the way they seeing it is that, why should I give you more money when, for one, I'm not making any money off you because you're not using the card, and two, you have not shown that you are responsible enough to use the card, but use it to a certain extent, but also pay us back when we said the money is due. Well, the wife could not understand it. The husband had trouble understanding it as well because everybody's so focused on the credit score itself, which is extremely important. Don't get it mixed up. It is extremely important. But at the end of the day, your credit history also have to tell a story, and it better be a good one. So when I had a chance to speak with this couple and kind of break it down to them, help them understand, then it made total sense. And I'm hoping that it makes sense to you as well. It's not just the credit score. That's not how the system's set up. 50% of the battle is really understand how credit works. And that, my friends, this is how credit works. There's so much to it. It's not just paying your bills on time. It's not just say, you know what, my credit score is great, so now I could go get a loan and I'm going to get the highest possible max what they can offer. They are going to use this information to determine if you are worth it or not. Not just because your credit score say you do, but also your credit history says you're on the right track. You have to keep those things in mind. And there's plenty more video like this one you're watching now. If you could kindly, whether you like or dislike, that does wonders for these videos. It helps other people to find the content the way you find it and how you're able to watch it. Let's teach one by sharing this video, by liking this video. And if you want more content like this, please consider subscribe, as it will also help the channel to grow so I could keep giving you guys this great content in regards to credit. There's a lot more to come. I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you for listening. And one last thing, I do speak a little fast. If you feel that is indeed the case, please write a comment and let me know. I will try to do my very best to slow down next time. Okay, so please consider subscribe. I really appreciate it. It will help the channel to grow. Like the video, share it so other people can find it as you did. Thanks.